Hi everybody, welcome back to Leading Edge and our ongoing series about our DiSC assessment. Today, we're going to tear apart, we're going to talk about communication because each of these styles communicates in very, very different ways. And boy, I tell you what, if we don't deal with it right, it can create some significant disconnects. Communication based on our DiSC style is just absolutely as different as night and day. And one of the interesting things about this, we talked about this earlier, and that is the burden of adaptation really is going to be on me. So regardless of what my style is, if I know what your style is, it's my job and it's incumbent on me to take a couple of steps towards you in that way. I'll never be completely that style, but making little adaptations can go so far in really building a stronger connection and much better communication data flow. So let's start with D's. D for dominant. They are very fast-paced in how they communicate. They're very direct, almost verb-object, maybe courtesy word verb-object mode. They don't add a lot of extra language associated with it, and they tend to have a very firm, assertive tone when they communicate as well. So if you're going to connect with a D, a couple of things you have to do. Got to narrow your language. Got to, no upfront explanations, not a lot of extra relational interactions. Get right to the point and move your tone up just a little bit, come across a little bit more firm. I's, when they communicate, incredibly upbeat, but the biggest thing with them is they are relational communicators. There has to be a little bit of relational dialogue, and you can read into that small talk if you'd like, prior to getting to the object of it. So just as a D, you'd say, I need this, this, and this. With an I, I'm going to always say something like, how was your day? How was your drive-in? How was your weekend? How are the kids? Whatever that is. Add some upfront relational stuff. Always be upbeat, and I's are also very fast-paced, and they're incredibly verbally animated. They tend to use their hands a lot, and they tend to be very expressive with their faces as well. So to communicate and connect with them, got to add that relational element, and you got to make sure your tone is nice and upbeat. S's are an interesting mix because they kind of shift a little bit from time to time. First thing with them is from a tone standpoint, they're very low key. Their pacing, especially when compared to a D or an I, is a lot more methodical in their pacing. Now, they do appreciate a little bit of relational dialogue, but you can also be kind of direct with them too. But two other keys. S's really value sincerity. So with that, good legitimate eye contact, and lots of it. We all value it, but S's value it more. And use a listening first approach. S's in a million years would never interrupt you while you're speaking. They expect that same from us. So be very cognizant of that. C's in communication are an interesting hybrid. They kind of combine elements of a couple of the approaches we've already talked about. C's in communication are, you can be direct with a C as long as you are low key in your tone like you would be with an S. Now, the other element about a C is you better be prepared for some questioning. They're going to ask lots of questions about, how did you get here? Why did that occur? What happened there? You better be prepared for that and have your facts, and don't make it up, better have your facts and details in absolute order because they're going to be very interested in that. Again, the best way to connect with a C, bring your tone down, nice even keel tone. You can start off direct, but be prepared to add the details that they like and need. They often enjoy and appreciate the backstory and painting the history of something a little bit to know where the conclusion is coming from. And remember, just as a final reminder, the burden of adaptation is very much on you to make that good connection and help data flow a lot better.